spawning in the bottom right here in the teal for the Shopify Rebellion. His name is Byun. And in the upper left, in the red, the Queen of Blades, hailing from Canada, it's Scarlett. All right, so folks, this is EVT. I'm very excited about this matchup. Scarlett has been looking better as of late. Byun is always a question. You never know what he's going to do. Is he good? Is he not good? Especially in these online events. But be as that may be, be as this is ZVT, we're not going to see anything for about 4 minutes. Realistically, the game does not pick up until right around 4:30. You know, when the Hellions are out, maybe there's a hellbat timing. We saw Cure, I think, do some really weird hellbat timing stuff against Rogue, Dark. Who? Someone on Thursday or on Saturday night, and he hit like a 6-minute stim hellbat timing off for 3 bases. It killed his opponent once, and then it didn't a second time. He didn't try it again. But that's I don't think we're gonna see Byun do that. Yes, Krabuki, it's the one where you can donate to the Red Cross to support Ukraine and therefore give people minerals and gas. We got some upgrades, so we actually have an observer interface this time. It's not perfect because you actually cannot go and directly as an observer interface with the game. Interface with the game state. It is wholly locked out because thank you, Blizzard. So what it means is we figured out the best way to do it is to spin up a 2v2 because you actually, observer interfaces don't work for free-for-alls. Spin up a 2v2, and of course just delete players on each side. And just kind of block out part of the interface. So at least we have some level of an interface. At least we can see who has minerals, who has gas, and things like that. So it is better. It's not perfect, but it's better. Hello there, Mr. Pushers. I refilled my water bottle. Where'd I put it? Oh, never mind. It's on my desk. I'm just blind. Folks, remember, hydrate or dihydrate. It's important. We need to drink water so we can talk about StarCraft all night long. All night. Oh, voice 2 shot. We're not doing that. Nope, 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 nope. Theo's pipes. Rather shot. But actually, the big question we should be asking in this game is, Byun goes for quick 3. That's quick 3 CC play, right? Yeah, quick 3 CC play. Not a weird delayed natural that I didn't notice. Does Byun go for a 2-base all-in? Well, the answer is no. We have a 3rd base on the way, but that is something that has also been rather popular on Berlingrad. You go for you go for 5 racks. It's stim timing. It runs across the map. Here, Marine has found a lot of success with it. Players like Ryung have tried to find success with it, but when Ryung does it, it's against Rogue and it's against Dark, and doesn't really work out all that well for him. But for now, it's a 1-1-1. The interesting thing, of course, there is no Banshee here. It is just Viking play. So this is as vanilla as you can get. Oh, shoot. Update that title. Byun versus Scarlett. Scarlett won. 2-0. Adiont. And now it's Scarlett versus Byun here. And a pretty hype matchup, not gonna lie. Oh man, I love it. So I tweeted out the other last night. I said, hey, you know, where did you all get your names from? Where did you get your IDs? Is it a mismatch of letters? Is it your real name? Did you get it because your high school English teacher misspoke and you thought it sounded cool? And Mapu just responded to it and he said, well, no one asked, but some random guy was yelling it in a well and I thought it sounded good. So yeah, I'm Mapu because someone was in a spring well and yelling Mapu. You'll love to see it. But Hellions now, they're going to find their way onto the map just a little bit more. We're looking at 8 Hellions here, so a little bit heavier commitment than normal, but we're not going to see much more. But Hellions, actually, they're going to dive on in here. We're going to see a wall, though. Hellions cannot find the value that they're looking for, and the Queens, they're able to react in time. The Viking goes down. Hellions don't find value. And there we go. So 1-1 on the way, additional barracks on the way, going up to 5. Do we see 8? Probably not. Well, I don't know. It's Berlingrad. Everything is possible. And this map can tend to be a rather strong map for the Terran player, just, again, because it is short rush distance. You can rally right on through. But one thing I want to point out, something we always point out when we were talking about Scarlett games, this creep spread is fantastic. She has already a full lane of creep, full screen of creep outside of her 4th base. Outside of her perspective 5th, it's even more so. She's getting it pushed through the middle of the map. The one problem is right outside kind of the mineral area, because it's a little bit hard to spread through there, but she's going to get there rather soon, and she has half the map before any sort of aggression happens from Byun. And sure, part of it may be the fact that, part of it may be the fact that Byun has opted for a rather uninteractive format, right? It is just, you get Hellions early, which are useful, but there's no early marine pressure, nothing like that. But realistically, this is just Scarlett. She's always been good at creep spread. She continues to be good at creep spread. As Adiant says, she is fast. And in fact, she is fast. Looks like Hydraling Bane will be the format that she goes for today. And that, well, Hydraling Bane into Lurkers, even with the Lurker nerf, is rather nice here. But look at this. Lakers are going to get caught off guard here just a little bit. Bane's speed is not done for another 5 seconds. For the Queens, they should be good now. They should have enough energy. Zergling's looking for the surround as Baneling's speed does complete. Good target fire here from Byun to knock him down to start. Now more Banelings arrive, so that should be the end of things. And Byun, he's going to be able to back up. Scary moment there for Scarlett. And I don't think she lost too much. She actually didn't lose a single queen. Great transfuses. Fantastic transfuses. It's very easy to lose a queen there. I mean, pros make it look easy, but that's a hard thing to do. As Byun rotating on over to the 4th base now. But Scarlett, her Baneling speed is done. Sure, she's down upgrades, but her Baneling speed is done. And that is really the important thing right now. That is really the important component of this. It means your Banelings get on top of things. You're okay with this for now, as now Banelings are rolling on in. Is there going to be a split? Actually, no, but she kills stuff anyways. The Widowmine goes down here as well. Widowmine in the wall. Ooh, in the line of sight blocker. Going to get a shot. And Scarlett, well, her creep spread was good to start. She does have to reformat it around the 4th base once again. It's a little lacking. I mean, not the end of the world, but Byun's done a fairly good job of cleaning that one on up. But I mean, we're just seeing how hard it is for Byun to push here. He's having to spend 250 minerals a pop to drop scans to wedge his way maybe into this position, but Scarlett has so much time to respond. Widowmine is actually going to do more damage to friend than foe here, as Widowmine will start to go down. Observers, no observer speed just yet, but the Overseers are good enough. Byun. Okay, he has his 4th CC. Okay, I was going to say, Byun adding 3 barracks here, but it's 8:38. He's got his 4th base done. He's just rounding out his production. Scarlett, of course, her 2-2 is on the way. I don't believe we have an infestation pit just yet. No infestation pit, no hive. Just, okay, actually being run by into the 3rd base. Doesn't get much of anything. Busts the wall down, though. Okay. And there's the, ooh. Is that intentional? Scarlett going double infestation pit at the same time. Sometimes you'll see an infestation pit go down and then a second one later, and it's like, okay, I forgot I was getting it. But all that thought, because Scarlett's fighting pure Hydras that don't have upgrades against a bunch of Bio and a Concave. Scarlett, that's not what you want to do here. Queens go down, Hydras go down, everything goes down. That was a mistake and a half there from Scarlett. She's going to lose a lot here, and now Byun looking to push on in. The supplies are not that different, but Scarlett, she's got to give up a base. She needs more Bane, she needs more Hydras. In fact, she's canceling gas. She's just getting as much money out of this situation as she can as she waits for her production to complete. And she's building another Hydra den. What is the play? This has got to be a mistake. As it's dropping the main base. We'll get cleaned on up here. Queenslings and, of course, Spores are rather nice to make sure these drops do not escape. So they're going to go. There we go. They go down. Not a lot of value there. Drop into the 3rd base, or run by into the 3rd base. Rally into the 3rd base. Not going to get too much done either. So Scarlett, she stabilizes. As there we go. Okay, Marauder goes down as well. Widowmines get baited out just a little bit. Scarlett's 2-2 will be done soon. She has another 4. Actually, she's got a 5th and a 6th base on the way now. The creep spread is going to get respread again. This creep spread from Scarlett, it's half the map. That's where you want to be as the Zerg. It means that you can spot any push coming in advance. But I don't know. 2 Hydra dens, 2 infestation pits, no hive. Has me a little bit worried. But 2-2 is now done. So Scarlett, if she wants to take a fight on equal upgrades, this is her opportunity here. Bailey's a couple of them spill on forward, and actually, Widowmines don't find much of anything. Bailey gets a really good connection, but you need 2 to kill Marines. So that's not going to do much right now. Marines survive. But we do have a Lurker Den on the way, Hive on the way. Scarlett is on her 5th and 6th base. Kind of untouched. Her creep spread being reestablished. There's that pocket of darkness on the bottom side that she would like to deal with eventually. But she's reestablished her position on the map. She's not lost too many resources more than Byun. I mean, yeah, she's lost more, but that's how ZVT works. You expect to lose some, but it's not game-ending amounts. Ooh, she's got a big surround here, picking on up. Bailey's rolling on forward. Lings as well. Widowmine is not gonna, yeah, it's gonna get a single Hydra. 25 gas, but or not 25 gas. Shoot, how much do Hydra? How much does a Hydra cost? I just buy them and, well, cry about how much I don't have money. Anyways, drop here on the north side, but Banelings and Hydras are going to react in time, so Scarlett's going to be fine there. Push on the south side as well. Queen actually is not even going to go down here, so Scarlett actually handling this with tremendous aplomb. There's that one scary spot where she lost her 5th base because she overextended. But now, her Hive is done. We have Lurker upgrades on the way. +1 ranged, +3 Carapace, Adrenal Glands, all the good things. Scarlett has survived into her timing. So give us another 2 minutes. Something like that. Get the 13, 14 minute mark when Lurker range is done. When Lurker burrow speed is done. And then Scarlett's going to look to jump on this army before it hits critical Ghost Mass. But Ghosts are already on the way. Byun is on top of things here. He has this timing perfectly. He's going to stim on into the natural out of this pushing position that he's been able to burrow his way on in. But Scarlett, surround coming on in from the side here. Banelings, they got to make the connection that they're looking for. Lurkers look to burrow on in, and the Banelings from the north side. They force everything back. Scarlett has Byun on the retreat. And Widowmines, yeah, they're going to be baited out here as well by the Overseer, which means, hey, the Widowmine stays alive. But, great surround there from Scarlett. And now it's double Nidus. She likes to get double tech buildings this game. Okay. When it was double Infestation Pit, I said mistake. When it was double Hydra Den, I said mistake. Now that it's double Lurkers, double Nidus, that's okay. That means you can just drop 2 buttholes at the same time and maybe hope one goes up. Byun, his 5th base is mostly secured here. Scarlett trying to push on into this planetary. Banelings, they're not going to get the best connections now. They're just trying to kill SCVs, I guess. We're going to see one potential base go down, but Scarlett's going to lose a lot on that one. Lurkers, Lings, Banes are forced to push back, but hey, that was just a distraction because on the south side, Lurkers are going to burrow. Banelings, well, I thought Lurkers would burrow, but the repair is done. So this is a dead planetary. One Lurker killing everything off. 70 workers go down here as well. So Scarlett, she does a good job of resetting her opponent's economy on one side. Of course, Ghosts are scary because you can't run away from them. Snipes are infinite range so long as the Terran has vision. Are Hydras 100-100? They don't feel like 100-100. No, Hydras do not. No, they're 175. Yeah, the 100-75. They don't cost as much as Mutas. Anyways, we got a Lurker here. Lurker run-bys are, of course, a wonderful thing to do if you got a spare APM. Because it's kind of hard to deal with. But there we go. Snipes on down. There's that. Double Knight is getting dropped here. Maybe we'll say in Patty Mac 2-0 in the series. Yes, Patty Mac from Beyond the Grave. And look at this. Looks like at least one of these Nidus will pop on up the rally. I mean, I don't know that Scarlett wants to pop anything out of this because the army's there. But, okay, she gets 4 Lurkers out. Scan has to get dropped. This is getting a lot of stuff here. Meanwhile, Scarlett's distracting Byun on the south side. Lings on top of the army. Scan gets dropped now, but the Ghosts are kind of getting delayed. Okay, there we go. Now that's the snipes we're looking for. Now the Ghosts on forward. 1 tank here defensively. Scarlett's supply not incredible, but again, she does have Lurkers. They can always make a big difference. So we have the Nidus on the north side. Gonna look to run into that base that Scarlett was unable to kill earlier. Lings spell on forward, and well, Ghost kill those out. Nice snipes here on the Lurkers as well. Byun is not, he's not Maru, right? His Ghost control is not to the same level, but when you're on 10 Ghosts, when you have this powerful army, you don't need to be Maru. And it's also fair because Scarlett is not Cyril. Well, Byun's doing a damn fine job here. Scarlett's going to burrow up a lot of Lurkers here to try to make sure that she gets this base down, but there is mass repair, there's a buyer returning, and the Lurkers are in range of the planetary. So as the ghosts rotate on over, all these lurkers will go down. That is drastically expensive for Scarlett. And I feel like we're at that point where we have to start to see the Zerg transition again. Lurkers are a tremendously powerful early late game tool, kind of in a similar idea that Ultras are, maybe a little bit more staying power. But the game goes late. The Terran hits their 3-3. They start to get mech upgrades. They start to get a lot of ghosts, and it becomes a problem. So Scarlett, look what she's doing. We have a Greater Spire on the way. We have Pathogen Glands on the way. Scarlett is advancing her tech. And that's what you got to do. You have to advance your tech, and therefore make sure... There we go, 175. Yeah, that sounds more right there, for sure. Like, they're not 100 gas. They do not cost as much as a Muta. That would make them even worse, and they're already pretty terrible units, at least against Protoss. But okay, Infestors are on the way now. Greater Spire should be done soon. And Scarlett's banking a lot of gas. So she will be able to afford the Broodlords soon enough in this game. Broodlords are always a really interesting question, as we will see those Knights fall. Because on the one hand, yeah, they can deal with Ghosts rather well, but Ghosts, if they get in the right position, they can absolutely go and just snipe down things. Oh, look at this around here. That's not going to be enough. So a couple of these Ghosts will go down. Not enough. Well, actually, I guess it looks like there was room for enough for a pickup, but Byun not getting everything up. So there we go. 12 Corruptors are on the way. Scarlett, when she has her money back, I mean, she's mining very well in this game. Once she has her mineral bank back, they're going to all turn into Broodlords, or at least 10 of them will turn into Broodlords. And then she's going to start to have the push. Ideally, she's flanking from the side with Infestors. You fungal the Ghosts. Ooh, that's a good fungal here. EMP is flanking the army, but there we go. You can't pick up fungal units. Byun looking for that timing where the fungal's gone, so he saves a little bit. But hey, that's a couple Ghosts. And Infestors, they don't want to be EMP'd, but it's not like they die. It's not like they get fed back. And look at this Ghost. He's sniping individual drones to make sure that Scarlett is not able to save them in some way. Scarlett will lose this base, but it wasn't as important of a base. And 5 Broodlords on the way. Scarlett, surprised she's not making more, actually. Okay, that's going to get scanned out, though. This is going to be a timing here. Byun, he has +1 for mech. He has Thor's on the way. And that is going to be his response as he adds more factories as well. Interesting. Thor is fantastic against any sort of massive unit, of course, in the air. Any sort of capital ship. But these are only +1 Thors. I mean, +2 is on the way. I feel like Scarlett's going to be able to hit this timing where her army is just really much more powerful than what Byun has. So Byun is going to be... Oh, nice fungal here on top of the medevacs, but, well, only one medevac should go down. But now the Broodlords, they're moving on in. Snipes going down. Broodlords, they got to drop those shots. It takes more than one snipe to kill a Broodlord, which is, of course, a saving grace of this army. And the interesting thing, we have... Actually, the Queens aren't walking just yet, but the creep is actually good enough where Scarlett can maybe make this happen. Now the tanks are sieged on up. How many Thors do we have? We have 2. Ghosts are looking for the siege here, and actually Scarlett micros away from them. It's a bit of a problem. Oh, good fungal there on top of the Ghost, so they will start to go down. This is Scarlett's timing. Eventually the Broodlords age out. Eventually they're not very good, but for right now, there is not a good response to them. Yeah, 2 Thors with +1 or something, but you need a little bit more than that one, especially when fungals get dropped. So now EMPs go, or not EMP, snipes going to go down once again. Lings running forward to cancel them. Lings on top of the Thors as well. These are effectively 4-2 Lings. They're pretty good against the Thors. So the Thors, they will go down. Banelings come crashing into this army. Now we have to see some good fungals here. Tanks are starting to fall. Broodlords sieged up afar, and the fungals, they blanket everything. But it looks like a couple of the Broodlords, well, they're not there just yet. So fungals, they're doing a great job here, chaining fungals on top of all of these Ghosts. But even still, it's not working out quite yet here for Scarlett. She needs more. And now we need to see more fungals, but I think EMPs hit something. So the Ghosts, they get their snipes off once again. Scarlett's powerful timing is not there anymore. Byun, he takes game 1. Okay, so again, folks, I'm going to say, I think you know the story here. This game is going past the 5-minute mark. There's not a lot that's going to happen in the 5-minute mark, unless Scarlett decides to go for a 19 drone Ravager timing. But realistically, she didn't go pool first, so that is less likely. And it doesn't look like we're going to see a proxy hatch either. I mean, that has been used to significant effect. We saw Ragnarok do it to Cure. Yeah, Ragnarok do it to Cure in Group E of the GSL. which is pretty cool. And hey, you won with it, so I'll take it. No, sorry, Bunny. Bunny. Ooh, I mean, is that a marker of skill? I don't know, because Bunny he's a broken mouse hand. It is his, I think it's his pinky or his ring finger, but still, you got a big cast on your arm. It's kind of hard to play StarCraft. Good on him for trying, but, you know. Scarlett's Overlord will get found on out here. That's going to be annoying. You really don't want to lose that first Overlord. It means you get supply blocked. Spending 100 minerals and a larva that early really diminishes your mining, diminishes your income potential over the next couple of minutes. So Byun's going to find that one. He skipped the Reaper. He went Marine into Reactor into Marines. Oh, okay, look at this. So we got a bunker on the other side of the map. This is something that we see. I think it's only Byun I've seen do this. I think maybe there's one other Terran where you just kind of go for the cheeky bunker at the third. You bunker rush it. It's not super committed. I mean, you can always salvage the bunker. And it forces a pretty heavy response from the Zerg, because 3 Marines in a bunker will absolutely delay this third base. So now one Zergling is going to show on up. Marines are here. That means the Zergling is going to get chased out, and this bunker is going to go up. Who does this? I don't know, but Byun does. And as the Hellion arrives as well, it's going to be a difficult situation here for Scarlett to bust it. Eventually, the Queens are going to go down, but I believe... Yeah, no, we get more Lings on... or more Marines rallying on over. So this is actually going to be rather interesting. It looks like one Marine is actually... it's going to be a bit of a red herring here. Is going to go the other direction as we see this hatchery get down to half HP. 4 Marines in the bunker right now. Hellion looks to dive on in, but there are plenty of Lings right here to deal with that one. It's only a single Hellion anyways. I mean, let's be real. Speed is done in 3 seconds, but it's a good scout. It says, okay, that's a lot of Lings you got, Scarlett. You're going to go for a bust here. That is useful information for me to know. So he's just going to target the Lings as much as he can. The STV goes down, bunker goes down. Marines, they fall. But that was a lot of Lings forced out of Scarlett. That was... and a lot of Lings going down. 9 Lings die. This is fun. Scarlett versus Byun. Yes, exactly. Pure Gozu. But we're no longer in the sun. It's dark outside. Although it's finally starting to feel like spring out here. It's like 61 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. But not stupid cold is the answer. So things are blooming. It's nice. We're emerging from a long winter that kind of sucked. Snow was not good. We didn't ski. Skiing was not good. Anyways, Byun here. Hellion Banshee behind this. Third base on the way as well. Scarlett, she's just a little behind. I mean, she was forced to build a lot of Lings there to burst the bunker. Her Queens took damage. I think she's pretty much healed them up. But Queens taking damage means less energy for creep spread, means less energy for transfuses later on. And ooh, Hellions are going to find a couple Lings. Roast them down. They're eating good tonight. So 4 Lings die. And Cloak is dead. Now, Scarlett's in a fairly decent detection level position. She's only on 3 spores. Oh, no, she does have 4. Okay. Fourth spore outside of the natural, and that should be able to ward the Banshee away for the most part. So Scarlett, she's fine. Now she has her lair here as well. And ooh, look at this. We have a Spire on the way. We're getting Mutiling Bane, folks. It is the traditional, the best DVP. The best possible option. I am here for it. Banshees, they show on up, though, and look at that. They're knocking down creep spread. That's always going to be nice, but Overseer shows up, and that means that, well, for now, that should be fine. Hellions try to find their way into a corner, but unfortunately, they did not learn. The court says no one puts baby in a corner because that's not a thing you want to do. All the Hellions go down. No drones die. Good pull there from Scarlett. The game goes on. Now, we do not have any Evo chambers. Right, because that is one of the point. When you rush Spire like this, your upgrades are delayed. But the lack of Evo chambers, it does mean that Scarlett's going to be woefully far behind on her 1-1. So she's going to have to try to find a way here to keep her opponent back. And guess what? Against Mutas, Banshees are actually a really nice... or against Banshees, Mutas are actually a really nice thing. Because Marine production is tremendously slowed down. Stim completing at the 6-minute 30 mark. You stay on 1-1-1 long enough that while there are 5 barracks now. They have not been producing. They have not been pumping this entire game. So we're looking at 18 Marines on the map. That's enough to cover 1 base. Maybe 2. Scarlett will be able to bounce around and waiting for just a little bit more money, I guess, to spend the rest of her gas. She made 6 mutas. Normally you make 8, but I guess accounting for the economic strangeness of this game. All right, so this is a problem here. That's a dead base. Well, a denied base. Byun getting a drop out here on the map as the mutas showing up on the other side. So it's getting a little bit complicated here. Byun's microing on one side. Microing on actually on both sides of the map here. At least, you know, boxing some things, clicking on the mini map. So mutas get 10 workers though. 1, 2 go down. But Scarlett, you can be assured she will make more here. Now, she's not going to get much in the natural. Only 4 mutas. Missile turret is done. But she's killed 14 workers. She's pulled her opponent back. And the only downside, of course, is the fact that, oh, bases go down too. Nice job there, Scarlett. Or miss micro there from Byun. That looked like an F2 move. But yeah. Scarlett's able to force her opponent back. She kills 15 workers. She finds herself a nice economic lead. Baneling speed, though, is not started. That's what worries me here. It feels like the amount of times I've seen a Zerg get into a good spot in this style, and then they just skip baneling speed. And then you die. Hopefully Scarlett notices this in time. Hopefully Scarlett is able... I mean, she has the money for it. She just does not have the timing. It's one of those things where I think she thought she had it, and then she's going to take an engagement and realize she doesn't have it, and then try to survive for the next build, for the duration of the build time. Okay, but no, she notices early enough. Baneling speed on the way now. Her 1-1 just about done. She's going to have a timing here where she will have 1-1 to the 1-1 of her opponent, but again, baneling speed really nerfs that idea. But no, some mutas here are going to get on top of the tanks, trying to at least, but the Marines run underneath them. Tanks go down. Scarlett will be forced back here. And how many mutas did she lose in that fight? Actually, only 2. So really not terrible. Knocking the tanks down, knocking down a lot of these Marines on the rally. Now Scarlett's going to have to back on up. But she's got +2 for the mutas on the way. Her 1-1 is done. Baneling speed halfway done. She's pretty happy. Pure Gozu, Korean military service is 1.5 years. It used to be 2 years, but they cut it down. Right? Is it 1 year now? I remember when they cut it down from to 12 or to 18 months from 24. Maybe it was 1.5 years. Back to 1 year. I forget. Something along those lines. 1 to 2 years. Mutas here, you gotta be careful. There's just some wounded mutas from Widowmine shots earlier, but now Scarlett choosing to occupy a little bit more room on the map. Baneling speed done in 10 seconds. She takes that fight against the Marines here. Now she's going to try to bust on, and it's a 1-1 Ling Bane bust. And yeah, sure, there's +2 on the way. She gets the medevac filled with Marines now with Widowmines. They're going to have to prove their weight in gold. 1 set of Banelings goes down, but the second one moving on in here. SCVs getting saved in the main, but 14 workers go down. Scarlett has this timing now with, oh, she's going to get the command center too. It's dead. Scarlett. This weird stuff from Byun didn't work. Scarlett takes us to game 3. All right. We're here now. It's game 3, folks. Welcome. We've had a couple awesome games, actually. Byun taking it in the late game. Excellent ghost control. Scarlett not quite able to pull it out. I mean, it's one of those things where you have to be really on top of your lurker unburrows if you're playing lurkers against ghosts, and, well, it's just traded too poorly. And then game 2. Mutiling Bane found the timing. And, you know, I mean, Hydra Lurker Viper's good. Or Hydra Lurker Ling Bane eventually gets some Vipers. It's good. It is a very solid ZVT style. But with the Baneling nerfs and the Hydra nerfs, all that fun stuff, it feels less strong than it otherwise would be, right? Lurkers, they burrow slower now. You can react slower. I mean, you don't get damage on the ghost as well. Whereas Mutiling Bane is far enough out of the meta that it feels like it should be rather strong. I think that's the argument. Hydraling Bane into Lurkers was super strong for a while because Terran knew what to do with it. It was new. It was weird. And then Terrans got used to it. Maru figured out how to play the game. He figured out how to go into ghost play. Yeah, for sure. She bought a house in Texas 2 months ago at this point. Her lease on her apartment ends in 4 days. So she's just kind of finished moving in. She's had 2 months to move in, and it's still like she's still got stuff in there. She's still got to finish cleaning. I had plans at one point to go down and visit around that time and help her move, and then, well, there's a formal happening at Dartmouth around in the next couple weeks. So she said, hey, you know, Philip, save your tickets for your birthday in June, and I'm going to fly up. I'm going to go drink champagne and eat fancy food and do all that fun stuff. Which I am here for, please, yes. Come up, let us drink champagne and eat fancy food together. That sounds like a dream. Of course, the other dream is the fact that it's Byun Scarlett. 2 masters of the matchup. It's going to be exciting to see how they end up doing things. Game 1 again, we saw Byun, he took it to the late game. He was able to just out-trade with ghosts, eventually snipe everything down. The last-ditch Broodlord effort was not really the timing the Scarlett looked for. She ran out of fungals, whether they were EMP'd or whether they just ran out. I'm not totally sure. But Broodlord timing did not work. The Thors and the Ghosts were just too strong. Scarlett was, by then she was already very far behind. I think a Broodlord timing on good economy would have worked, but again, she was in pretty dire straits. And then she died. Game 2, Mutiling Bane. She ran over Byun. Game 3, Byun, he's going for a 3cc play. But he's adding on a couple additional barracks here. This is a... Oh, this is a... Wait, do we have a starport? Oh, this is a very interesting build. I wasn't paying attention. This is cool from Byun here. So 1-1's on the way, of course, because you need that. Third base is done, of course. But... this is third barracks done by 5 minutes. Stim is done now. He's building a lot of Marines. And there's room here for this to be like a medevac-less Stim timing. This feels like the next iteration of the TY 3cc 211 build. Now, of course, it's not the same because there are no medevacs are a little bit quicker on the TY 211 build. But... oh, there we go. Reaper grenade to kill off a creep tumor. Byun. You sexy man. Actually, let's be real. Byun is a sexy man with sexy plays, but his puppy? 10 out of 10. Alright, so now again, Reaper Hellion. It's only 4 Hellions. I mean, that may tell Scarlett that something is happening here. Ooh, Link's around. They're looking for it, but Hellions, they back up in time. Well, Reaper will go down, though. And I do not like this game for Scarlett here. Pure and simply, she's going Spire. She looks really good with Spire Fleet, yes, but there are a lot of Marines that Byun can bring to bear here with 1-1 with Combat Shield. He's going to have this insane timing by getting these barracks so early, by delaying the starport as much as he has. And, I mean, this push is going to hit right before the Spire's done. Scarlett is building 11 Banes. I think she's... I don't know that she saw this necessarily. What is she... She hasn't seen much of anything, but she just knows that this is problematic timing. And actually, it syncs out well with her Baneling speed as well, so she should have what it takes to defend this. And this is going to be one of those games where it's not, oh wow, I got Mutas out immediately. It's one of those games where it's more like, okay, I killed the first push and I'm fine, but Baneling speed is done in 10 seconds here. Byun targets everything down. It's going to have to be down to the second round of Banes. All the Queens go down here. Byun getting on top of the rest of the Banes as well. And this actually may just be GG. Byun hitting this timing with a really odd build. Really cool build, actually. He has his cake and he eats it too. So Scarlett, she can lose this 4th base. That's dead. Mutas are on the way. I don't think you get Mutas. That's 600 there that she probably would be better spent on more Banes, more Lings, because I don't know. This is going to be a hard push to hold here. Now, she's doing a really good job knocking down some of the reinforcements. As Banelings, they will start to explode. Now trying to get on top of this army. Mutas on top of it as well. Actually, Scarlett, well, you know, they're not a lot of medevacs. Scarlett will be able to clean this up. Good Baneling connections as well. And despite everything, Scarlett does hold against this. Ooh, oh, no. She split the one Ling off, and then she said, okay, well, that's fine. There's nothing there. And then she loses a lot more. Yeah, constant A-mover. Austin is expensive, but I'm a big fan of Round Rock, which is just south of Austin, because they have a really nice sportsplex, and USQ Nationals, Quidditch Nationals were there for a year or two. And that was a lot of fun. No, she's not in Austin. Big fan of San Antonio as well, but that's more because Southwestern Research Institute is there, and they do really cool research. I got a couple friends there that I met that I knew in undergrad at Arizona State, and they're doing some like really cool research work. Really cool research work indeed. But okay, so this first push from Byun, it found value, but it was not the game-ending value that I really expected it to be, even as Scarlett has kind of been a little more negative than you would want in the trading factor. But now, I mean, her baneling speed is done. Wait a minute. Byun's going to be up 4 upgrades for this push. Or the next one. Mutas now, they find their way on in. They're going to start to knock down the wall at the very least. But the 2 missile turrets here are annoying. And again, Byun, he's going to have a 2 upgrade lead rather soon. It's going to be really hard here for Scarlett to trade. And yes, Byun is supply blocked. That is nice. But this push on this base is rather difficult to deal with indeed. So, Byun heavily supply blocked, at least fairly significantly supply blocked. And the Bio looking to move on in. 2-2 is done. 1-1 is not done for Byun with Scarlett for another like 30-40 seconds. And I don't really know how Scarlett takes this. Widowmine is not going to find the value he's looking for. Really good baneling shots, so maybe going to do something. Good splits from Scarlett, but not good enough. Widowmines, they find a lot of banes. Now Byun, he's up 30 army supply. He's up 4 upgrades in this game, but he's going to pick up. Not going home, though. He's going to drop airdrop on the high ground, on the low ground. This is such a hard spot here for Scarlett to really take the fight. Baneling's on the low side, trying to do something, but good splits from Byun here are going to make sure. Actually, well, no, he loses a lot. Scarlett somehow cleans it up. I don't think she should have been able to do so, but she does. And Byun squanders his 4 upgrade timing. So now he's got to run back home, tail between his legs. Now Scarlett, honestly, the resource gap loss, considering how bad that situation was, not as bad as it could have been. Really not as bad as it could have been. Still bad, but again, could have been worse. Okay, but now Drilling Claw's on the way. Thor's getting added on in here from Byun. And again, we can talk about this game and maybe Scarlett taking engagements poorly, less poorly, whatever. You talk about this game, and it really is down to one thing. Byun got 3 barracks before his starport. He got a really quick stim, got a quick third. It's a build that is punishable by roach pushes, probably. A 35 drone roach push probably kills this. But if you want to go into Lingbane Muta, and specifically quick Mutas, you're in a problem. Also, you talk about text, it's kind of funny, as this game seems to be stalling out for just a moment. My dad lived in Dallas for a long time, and he still has a house down there, as we will see Scarlett trying to knock down some of these widow mines. He still's got a house there. And people keep, because the housing market in Plano or in Dallas is so hot, people keep trying to send in postcards to sell for it. Today, I got a phone call where people called me and said, "Hey, we see you have a house in Plano. You want to buy it? We want to buy it from you." And it's like, just because my dad is Philip Mulford and I am Philip Mulford does not mean that I am him. Bailey's here. This push actually from Byun is really powerful with the Marauders at the front. It's really hard for Scarlett to make the engagement. It feels like she's maybe even overmade Baneling. She's on 37 lings, 38 lings, 37 Banes, which is a bit of a problem. So now the lings are going to spill on forward. The gas going down here for now. Banelings are going to try to take this engagement, but again, Baneling's not going to get for Marauders. That Widow Mine shot on the backside is going to be rather nice indeed. Mutas need a magic box to knock this Thor down. Thor number 1 goes down. Good splits here from Byun on the other side. Baneling's actually not going to clean this up, but the Mutas should be able to deal with it at the end of things. This drop, though, on this, I don't know, this 5th base, it's going to find value. 10 workers go down, but Scarlett once again holds. Somehow she holds. I mean, this feels really bad for our Canadian Zerg player, but she's only down 4,000 minerals, only down 4,000 resources, which means that she has traded equally over the last several minutes, despite being down upgrades, despite being down tempo. Now, this is funny. This is actually not an army that she can clear with just her mutas without losing a couple, so she doesn't want to do that. Widowmine is going to knock Muta. That's nice. And Thor maybe get a second, takes 3 shots from the Thor to make that happen. But, oh, Scarlett, she's going to find the 5th base here. And, yeah, missile turrets are not really going to do much of anything. So Scarlett will be able to knock down some SCVs, establish presence on the map, and most importantly, you know what this does? Oh, Widowmine? Okay, surprisingly hitting. This forces Byun off of Scarlett's back. That is the big deal. Scarlett says, finally, I have room. I have a breather. I can sit back here. I can exist. I can macro up, as she will lose that base. Just saying it's not worth it. Okay. I mean, she does have a base in the upper left, but She's only on 5 bases. Her opponent's on 5 bases. She's going to clean this up now. It's going to be expensive because she cleans it up right as +3 completes, but it's going to be fine. She's got her Hive on the way. She's sitting at 2-2. 2-2 versus 3-3. Mutiling Bane is a tale as old as time. It is a matchup we are used to seeing, and it is Terran favored, to be sure, but it could be worse. Again, Scarlett was a master of this. I mean, she was mutiling Bane in HOTS, playing some insane games. Scarlet Bomber, always good for one, and Bomber and Byun begin with B. But these Zerglings are pathing, please. Blizzard is not Scarlett's fan today. That is a lot of deadlings here, which just buys a lot of room now for Byun to push on into the mining side, really, where Scarlett is. So she's going to lose this base at the very least. Lings and Banes are going to try to flood on in. The base is just going to get canceled. Mutas cannot deal with this on the other side. Bailey's actually, looks like Burrowed Bane's got a fairly good connection, but Scarlett, did she lose all of her? No, okay, she has her Mutas here. They're cleaning up this side as Scarlett tries to rotate on over to the other side. Byun moving into the natural here. Widow Mines are going to burrow up, provide a little bit of area, a little bit of a minefield that's hard for Scarlett to run through. But Zergling's getting on top of this army. Hive just about done. Eventually, we're going to have 3-3. The downtown Widow Mine, though. 18 Banelings hit the deck. Scarlett, again, she gets the supply lead. She has the space on the way once again. She cleans up the drop. She cleans up the pressure. Widow Mines are going to get targeted down before they get too much of a shot here. She's cleaning up the drop as well. Good Baneling shots are going to clean this one up. And Scarlett's up 20 supplies. She has a superior bank, and I don't know how she's doing this, folks. Yeah, Boshi, I can't speak to how much rent has increased in Dallas. I lived there once. I lived there last summer because Claire works at TI. But I have not lived there for a long time. I cannot speak to it. I know the housing prices have insanely increased. All right, so now Byun. Smaller drops this time. 6 odd Marines and a Widow Mine. But Scarlett's going to deal with the drop on the other side of the map here. Now, not getting the medevacs. Oh, actually, no, she should. This base is going to get canceled once again, but Scarlett retaking the pocket base that Byun spent forever trying to kill off. So we're going to see these medevacs go down. Marines going down here as well. Scarlett is... Folks, I don't think I need to say this, but what Scarlett is doing in this game is mad impressive. Oh, she's going to get a free Thor here, too. That's a lot of splash damage, but she should still be fine. The burst damage is there. She's going into +3 air attack, and that's something you see all that often. Normally, you see it stuck at +2. A couple meters will go down on the rally. But again, what Scarlett's doing here is insanely impressive. She has been down so much this entire game. That push was terrifying. She was down 2 upgrades for a little bit. 4 upgrades, excuse me. And she's just going to target fire down this orbital now. Knock down some of the scans. Knock down some of the mules. This is going to be a free Thor here as well, along with a medevac. That's not really going to make much happen. And she's just going to go right on back. Actually, Command Center is burning. Byun's not repairing it. So she says, yeah, I'll take the trades elsewhere. Byun moving through the middle of the map here, but it's not really what you want. Going back for the Command Center as well. Scarlett getting that one, and Byun looking to move on in here. There are burrowed Banelings behind. Scarlett looking to bait him on into it, but friendly fire on the Widow Mines. That is more than enough. Byun gets cleaned on up, and Scarlett is really clawing her way back in this game now. This is insane from the Shopify Zerg player. Now, we do have Byun on that annoying spot, but it is a bunch of low Marines this time. Scarlett, if she wings back, she can deal with it. And her 3-3 is on the way. Her 3-3 is done soon. Her chitinous plating, or her adrenal glands are done soon. Chitinous plating on the way. And folks, we do not have a Ghost Academy. We're not looking at all that many Marauders anymore. It's only 5. These Ultras may win this game. Ultras are not good units, so the Mutas will be able to clean this drop up once again. Ultras are not good units. Don't get me wrong. But in the composition that Byun has made, Ultras are actually a brilliant idea. All right, so we have to see the burrow happens. The Mutas, they got to still be careful. I mean, there's a lot of Lings, or a lot of Banes, a lot of Widow Mines. There we go. A lot of Marines as well, but now Baneling's looking to spill on forward here. And again, anytime that Byun spills on backwards, past the burrowed Banes, that is a lot of damage potential. Scarlett loses a base once again. This is a bit of a problem. Byun is mining a lot. He's mining double the minerals. Now, part of that is... Oh, big Widow Mine shot. Part of that is, of course, the fact that he's dropping a Mule Hammer, but even still, Byun's micro... Oh, that's a lot of Marines going down to the Widow Mine. Scarlett, she's looking for the magic pucks, for the Widow Mines are damn good Ultras. They show their heavy faces. And this army falls, but now Scarlett, she's down 40 supply. She's down 40 army supply. That's going to equalize a little bit as these Marines die. But 3-3. is done. Kindness plating is done. If there's ever a timing where Scarlett makes this happen, because she just lost a metric ton of mutas. She lost so many mutas. We're going to see these burrowed banelings get scanned out here as well. Well, it's right now. Scarlett, this is her timing. And that is, it's a hard thing to hit. Breaking a Terran that is turtled like this is difficult indeed. So Byun rallying across, but Scarlett showing presence, at the very least showing the fact that she's here on Sensor Tower is going to force Byun back for now, as now mutas and ultras onto this third base that is barely mining anymore. It's not really useful. What it has done again, it has forced Byun back. Another couple mutas go down. Of course, ultras cannot be slowed, and they are tanky boys, so that's going to be fine for now. Okay, Byun is on 1, 2, 3. Byun is on 6 bases. Scarlett also, well, Scarlett's on 7. So she is mining more at the moment. I mean, look at this income graph. We see Byun spike because he has mules, and things happen. What do we got here, though? Now Byun looking for... Oh, sorry about that. Byun looking for really what we can call a game-ending engagement. But Scarlett, she's going to take a fight on the edge of things. Knock down a couple Marauders. Spill a little bit of units here forward. Ultra is actually taking some great trades on top of everything. But you got to be careful because they got to stay on top of things here. But the Marauders, the Bio anchoring on backwards, looking for something. The Ultras now, they're dead. Scarlett losing this one mining base that is really the only difference between her mining and her opponent. Infestors are on the way, but they're not here yet. Scarlett almost makes it happen, but Byun shows just a little bit too much strength. Scarlett, she falls out in the round of 8. Byun has a date with max packs in the next round.